live stunt show at the
and now let's have all local police for all their service to the community. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, these are that horse on the right was an actual Budweiser Clydesdale horse, Big Red Barn here in Cattaraugus County. And they're going to do a presentation of flags, and I'm going to turn it over in just a minute to another gentleman that's going to be singing. He's from the Little Valley Volunteer Fire Department. He's going to be singing and presenting our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand while I proudly sing the national anthem for our 250th anniversary. God bless America. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly screaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. God bless America!
Sorry about the shakiness, everybody. Having to stand up. Caused it to be really shaky. Sorry about that. Oh, I can't control the music. Hi.
The year was 1923, and you can hear this hit song playing on the radio. It was also the year that Lord B staged the International Congress of Daredevils in Toledo, Ohio. Bean was the first to introduce automobile thrill shows to county and state fairs in 1928. The year was now 1934, and this hit song was playing on the radio.
Hello. Hi, everybody in the chat. Hope you enjoy watching the show.
Traveling auto thrill show, touring the country using brand new automobiles. Teeter is credited for pioneering the automobile stunt show, and unfortunately, his life was taken in a tragic finale, attempting to perform a ramp-to-ramp jump on July 5th, 1942 at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Continuing this tradition, two names synonymous for popularizing the automobile stunt show include the Jack Kotzman Helldrivers and the Joey Chipper Thrill Show in a fierce competitive market with as many as 30 competing automobile stunt shows, all traveling and performing concurrently. Let's step back in time and listen to some of the greatest names in automobile stunt show history. Enjoy this blast from the past.
Signal 6, all drivers.
So, it is with great pride and pleasure that the Black Cat Hell Drivers maintain this show tradition dating back to 1923. Producer Johnny Weiser presents this special edition of the Black Cat Hell Drivers, featuring Lucky Lucy, a 1937 Dodge automobile, along with a cast of legendary drivers and performers, all poised to deliver a fast-driving, gravity-defying, action-packed performance.
Those gentlemen behind the wheels of those vehicles, if you are set and ready, then it's on with the show. Direct from the movie lots of Hollywood, California, from the proving grounds of Detroit, Michigan, from racetracks around the country and speedways around the world, and tonight at your Cattaraugus County Fair, may we present the world-famous Black Cat Hell Drivers. I'm going to send each of these drivers in one by one and introduce them. This gentleman comes from North Jersey. He's a motorcycle maniac. Let's give it up for Clint Esposito. Well, this next gentleman got his start with Charlie Belknap's Hollywood Stunt Show. He then went on to perform 12 years for Disney's Lights Motor Action. He has over 140 television and movie credits to his name. Let's welcome the star of our show, Mr. Chris Moreno. Well, this next gentleman got his start in 1972 for the King Covez Auto Daredevils. He then went on to perform for Jack Kochman Hell Drivers. He's wrecked more cars than there are New York City taxi cabs. Let's welcome the producer of our show, Jumpin' Johnny Weiser. Hold on, Johnny's got a problem. Joel, Johnny's got a problem out there. There's something wrong with his tires. Is there something? What's the matter? Hold it, he says. Get out of the automobile. What do you got back there? Oh my goodness! It's Sparky, the Daredevil clown. Oh my goodness! What were you doing in the back of Johnny's car? You were trying to take a little nap. It looks to me like you were taking more of a nip than a nap. You know, he's the only guy I know that celebrates the 4th with the 5th. But you know what? Since you're out there on the racetrack, do we have your permission to start the show? Let's roll him, he says. We're going to take our 2-star drivers to the top of the racetrack. They're going to turn them around. They're going to be attempting race ramp elevations in succession out there. These are stock automobiles, nothing special, nothing fancy. They got to get turned down. These are short conditions for us, ladies and gentlemen. We're used to doing the full racetracks. We're going to put on a good show for you tonight, but it's going to be hard to get the speeds up with they need. They're going to take them down. They're going to take them bumper to bumper. They go driver side high, up and over ramp elevation number 1, heading for ramp elevation number 2. Bumpers touching all the way they successfully make it to the top of the track. They'll turn those vehicles around. They'll do their second set of 2-car hell driving. We're going to do 3 sets back to back out here of 2-car high-speed precision driving. Well, here they come now. They're going bumper to bumper. They're going to snake their way back to the high side of ramp elevation number 2. Then they're going to go to the low side of ramp elevation number 1. Crisscrossing for ramp elevation number 2. Crisscrossing once again in those very dangerous crossovers. Put the brakes on Chris. He almost lost it that time. They'll turn around and we'll be attempting our second run of 2-car high-speed precision driving. The first time they took it driver side high. They're going to line up this time. They're going to go side by side. Wheel well, fender to fender, up and over ramp elevation number 1. Heading for ramp elevation number 2. Thundering all the way to the top of the racetrack tonight on those very, very dusty infield conditions out there this evening. They'll turn them around and get ready for our 3rd car of high-speed precision driving. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the way they warm up. That's the way they get started. Remember, the more enthusiasm you show, the louder you clap, the harder and faster they're going to drive for you tonight. They'll get those vehicles turned around. We'll bring them back in front of grandstand any moment. Out there driving those 2 cars. Here they come. One takes the high side, the other takes the low side, and they cross before ramp elevation number 2. Running for ramp elevation number 1. Crossing again in those very dangerous crossovers tonight as they get those vehicles down and turned around for their 3rd and final run of 2-car high-speed precision driving. The first time they took a driver side high. The second time they did side by side. This time I think they're going to cross in between ramp elevations. One takes the high side, the other takes the low side. Heading for ramp elevation number 1. Up and over, down they go, crossing in between ramp elevations, and they successfully make it to the top. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get those drivers turned around. We'll bring them back in front of grandstand. We'll introduce our duo of daredevils out there in those Dodge Avengers. As they make their way back in front of grandstand any moment now, our 2 champion drivers, Chris Morena and Johnny Weiser. And they can hear you now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to do our next feat of daring out there, the slide for life, coined the suicide by many because so dangerous. What we're going to do, we're going to put a stuntman on the back of the vehicle. He's going to be leaping off the back of the vehicle, sliding through flames, fire, and gasoline tonight at a high rate of speed. That's going to be performed by Chris Moreno. Remember, I told you earlier he had over 140 movie and television credits to his name. I'm going to tell you about some of the things he's been working on most recently. He's also the world record holder of taking a car more than 195 feet in the air from takeoff to landing. He has the world record, 195 feet in the air. He also has the world record of taking a pickup truck, towing a camper RV behind him, and going more than 165 feet up in the air. He's going to be doing this very dangerous slide for life any moment out there on the racetrack. Yes, I do like your coat. Why are you dressed so nice tonight for the Cattaraugus County Fair? You mean to tell me that's a Giorgio Armani designer suit? No. Our Salvation Armani, my goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get you got a hot date out. That's why you're dressed so nice tonight. You got a hot date after the show. Who do you have a hot date with? Her name is Bureau. Hold on. Don't you mean Beulah? No. Bureau. A bureau, my friend, is 5 feet high and 5 feet wide and has big drawers. That's her. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give Chris a little good luck as we send him on the way to the top of the racetrack as he gets ready to go through flames, fire, and gasoline tonight out there in that infield out there right now. Now, my friend Joe Posano is going to be adding flames, fire, and gasoline. He's going to be pouring gasoline out there on that dirt portion of the racetrack out there tonight. And Chris Moreno will be coming at a high rate of speed, sliding through flames, fire, and gasoline. Plenty of gas out there. It's going to be a hot one for old Chris Moreno out there this evening as they get ready to do that flaming slide for life. We've got flames, we've got fire. The higher the flames, the hotter the fire. Here they come at a high rate of speed, and Chris drops in that very dangerous slide for life. Give it up for Chris Moreno. Sparky, what did you think of the slide for life? You thought it stung. 86 it. Throw it out of the show. Are you trying to suggest to the good people here at the Cattaraugus County Fair that you could do a better job? Any old day of the week. Well, let me ask my friends, do you think he could do a good job doing that, boys and girls? Well, I think your friends have spoken. We're going to put you on the back of that vehicle. You're going to get to go through flames, fire, and gasoline. Johnny, come up here and pick him up on the bumper. Your shoe's untied. Okay, good job. Johnny, I meant the rear bumper, not the front bumper. We'll turn it around. We'll get him up on the other way around, and he'll be going through flames, fire, and gasoline. We'll see what he can do here. And Sparky, your cab is here. Chris Morena, we need you out on racetrack, please. Chris, out here to show Sparky the mannerisms of mounting the vehicle. Now watch carefully, Sparky, as he shows you how to mount the vehicle correctly and how to grab onto the ropes and oh my goodness, Johnny, you got the wrong character. All right. You're not going out there. Where are you going? You're going to find the beer tin. I think Chris just changed your mind. Oh my goodness! What's going on out there, Sparky? There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to send him on the way to the top of the racetrack. And he'll hold on. Oh my goodness! Oh no, what's that? You think Johnny just broke your nose? Why? You've got blood? It's snot. Oh my goodness. Well, wipe it off and get on the back of that vehicle. Let's get things moving. We're taking up enough time with these people right now. Let's get back on that vehicle. We're going to get you going in oh, okay, you got to get ready for the slide for life. Remove your jacket, please. And divest of your vest. Got another vest. Oh my goodness. Well, let's get ready to rock and roll out there right now, Sparky, as we put him on the back of the vehicle, and he gets ready to perform that very dangerous slide for life. Now it's going to be, Yeah, you're going to attempt to notify the driver by hitting the back quarter panel 2 times. Yes. Very good. There he goes to the top of the racetrack, and Joel, he just forgot the 3 most important things, ladies and gentlemen. No slide pad, no helmet, and no brains. But we're going to do his a little closer to the grandstand so we can see a little better out there. And Joel's going to be dousing that racetrack out there with lots of gasoline. We're going to turn it on fire for him out there. He'll be coming in for a hot one tonight. He's going to be putting 2 gallons, no, 2 quarts, 2 drops. Hey, Joel, there's a hole in your can, man. That's more than 2 drops. All right, now here he comes any moment. Once they signal the driver to come down this way, it'll be a hot one for old Sparky tonight. Guys, don't forget, check us out on our Facebook page, and you can see what we do all summer long, each and every summer. We go to fairs, county fairs, and state fairs all over the country. We've got flames, fire, and gasoline. Now we've got ignition, and here he comes. It's going to be a hot one for old Sparky tonight. As he goes, and he goes lower, lower. Oh no, Sparky, you dropped the wrong ropes, man. You're coming apart at the seams. Pull your trousers up. It's supposed to be a family-friendly show. Give it up for Sparky, the Daredevil Clown. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to turn to our motorcycle act out there. This is going to be performed by, actually we're going to do autobats. We're going to do high atop the vehicles. We're going to put Chris Morena, our other star performer. He's going to get to the top of that vehicle. He'll be attempting racetrack elevations in succession while on top of that vehicle at a high rate of speed. They got to remove the slide plate, and as he gets ready to go to the top of the racetrack right now, let's give it up for our 2 star performers, car driven by Johnny Weiser and high atop that rooftop, Chris Morena, as they take the vehicle down and get prepared for high-speed precision ramp elevations in succession. Chris Moreno, like I said, has over 140 television and movie credits to his name. We'll go through some of those movies and televisions in just a second. Here he comes, faster and faster, harder and harder, taking ramp elevation number 1, driver side high, up and over, down they go, thundering to the top of the racetrack as he holds steady and safely out there. These are like Roman chariots with vehicles out there. He's going to turn around and get ready for attempt number 2 of Autobat action. This was originated by Tony Peterson with the Jack Kochman Hell Drivers. Tony was an acrobatic performer years ago, and when he did that, he used to perform acrobats on the top of the vehicle. We don't no longer perform acrobats, we just hold steady out there, but he's got a lot of intestinal fortitude out there, attempting race ramp elevations in succession. Chris Moreno, who has performed in Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Blue Buds, Blacklist, Bird Notice, this time a little faster, a little harder, up and over ramp elevation number 1, heading for 2, and he successfully makes it to the top this evening. We'll bring that rooftop hero back in front of grandstand in one moment. Again, don't forget he has also been in the Fast and the Furious live Europe production. Let's welcome back our rooftop hero, racing automobile chariots, Mr. Chris Morano. All right, now we're going to bring our motorcycle rider out here, Clint Esposito, world champion motorcycle rider. He's going to be doing a motorcycle fire roll. They're going to put flames, fire, and gasoline. We're going to recreate a stunt like from Dukes of Hazzard, or one of those shows from years ago where a car goes through a burning barn or a burning barricade. Well, they're going to do a barricade for him out there, Mr. Clint Esposito. He'll go through flames, fire, and gasoline, and they're going to douse it up. Getting warmed up as he gets ready to do that flaming fire boardwalk out there tonight at your Cattaraugus County Fair. Looking over one more time, making sure the ramp structure is correct. Burning barricade is correct. Now Joel Casino will be applying lots of gasoline out there this evening. It'll be a hot one for Mr. Clint as he gets ready to go through flames, fire, and gasoline at a high rate of speed in this very dangerous burning barricade production out there. We've got ignition. We've got flames, fire, and gasoline. Don't forget the higher the flames, the hotter the fire. And Clint Esposito makes it through there safely tonight out there at Cattaraugus County Fair. Give it up for Mr. Clint Esposito. And Clint's been with us for about 8 or 9 years now, but he is also a new daddy. So we want to congratulate him on being a brand new father. What are you talking about, Sparky? You want to be a daredevil? Well, you better get off that racetrack because Johnny Weiser's going to get really mad at you, buddy. Well, he's right there, just came right for it. That was Chris, I think. Be careful out there. You're going to get Johnny mad. Here they come. Well, I've never seen Johnny Weiser or Chris Moreno so mad. What are you going to do? The ramps are dusty. Well, I suggest you clean them off because they're going to be attempting those racetrack elevations in succession. That's good. You're doing really good, Sparky. And here come our duo of daredevils right now. They're coming that way, not that way. Hey, Sparky, watch out now as they go up and over and down they go. What's the matter? Johnny ran over your big toe. Well, that's not a problem. We've got a big tow truck out back. That's not funny. Well, I've never seen Johnny Weiser and Chris Morano so mad in their lives. Here they come back. They're going to get you this time. You better get out of the racetrack as they get their way. They crisscross those very dangerous crossovers tonight, and you almost lost it that time. You're getting out of here. Where are you going? Back to the beer tent? Oh, if you're going to sit in the park bench? Yep. I suggest you better have a seat on the park bench, buddy. Yeah, that one? That one. The one with Joel and Zoltan. That one, that park bench, yeah. That's a beautiful park bench. It's a beautiful night out tonight. We were supposed to have rain. Thank goodness we didn't have rain. But now you have a nice place to have a seat out there on that beautiful park bench this evening. That one, that's a beautiful park bench. There you go. There you go. And gentlemen at the top of the racetrack, and Sparky, you better watch it this time. I forgot to tell you that is not the park bench. My goodness! And you almost lost it that time. Tire marks all over your back. Well, we're going to bring our champion drivers back in front of grandstand for you any moment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome back our duo of daredevils, Mr. Chris Morena and Johnny Weiser. We're going to bring that motorcycle rider back out here again any moment. He's going to be attempting a ramp elevation. Jumping it, they're going to raise the elevation. We'll see how high he can take it tonight out there on that Harley that he's driving this evening here at your Cattaraugus County Fair. He'll be getting ready to attempt that in just a moment. If you're ready for the crash and smash portion, that's the most exciting portion of our show. Get ready, it's going to happen in about 10 minutes. The crash and smash portion of the show. You see these 3 crash cars we've got out here on the racetrack. We're going to totally annihilate all 3 of those vehicles. They'll be totally damaged, non-drivable after we're done with them. Well, here comes Clint Esposito getting ready to attempt ramp elevations. One by one as he gets ready, we're going to increase the elevation each time and see how far he can go, how high he can go out there with that Harley Davidson. Let's welcome back our champion motorcycle rider. Up and over, and he successfully takes that one with ease. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to raise the elevation, raising the risks and challenges out there for them this evening. Clint, your crowd up here wants to see if you can take it higher. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you want to see Clint take it a little higher? All right, let's give it up. He can't hear you, ladies and gentlemen. Now we can hear you. Let's get ready to take that ramp elevation at a high rate of speed, ladies and gentlemen. Attempt number 2, raising the elevation, increasing the risk out there, and he successfully makes it out there this evening. And we're going to increase that elevation again one more time for him. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to see him do it a little higher this time. Clint, they want to see you do it a little higher this time as he gets ready to do that very dangerous ramp structure jump out there this evening. Looks like we're having a little motorcycle trouble out there. We're going to move along to the next stunt of action out there. Thank you, Clint Esposito out there this evening. Don't know what's going on with that bike. No 2 shows are ever the same. You never know what kind of trouble you're going to get into. But if you guys are ready for the crash and smash, the more exciting part of the show, get ready. We're going to get ready to start bringing you more and more exciting things out there in front of racetrack tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our star driver, Chris Morena, is going to be doing the reverse speed. It's called the high-speed reverse speed. It's a very dangerous stunt. It's so dangerous that a gentleman in Kentucky in 1962 lost his life attempting what Chris Morena will do here in just a minute. He'll take the vehicle to the top of the track. He'll put it in reverse. He'll take it at a high rate of speed. He'll gas it, gun it, whip it, shift it, brake it, and he'll do so faster than I just said right there. So watch carefully as he takes the car to the top of the racetrack. He'll put it in reverse. He'll hit it at a high rate of speed. He'll go complete 180 without losing any forward momentum. Out there tonight as he spins it around in a complete 180-degree turn. A little over 180 out there tonight and a successful reverse spin tonight. Well, one good turn deserves an effort. He's going to do it again for you. Attempt number 2 of the high-speed reverse spin. Starting out there on those very, very dusty conditions out there in the center of the grandstand. Here he comes now. Faster and faster, harder and harder. And a blurring 180-degree turn out there, safe and sound again, Mr. Chris Moreno. Now he's going to perform a controlled reverse spin. He's going to spin around, he's going to park it where he wants to park it. This is the control, reverse spin. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris Morena. Now this next feat of daring is going to be performed by Mr. Joel Bassano, and he is from Plattsburgh, New York, and he grew up in Malone, New York, following the Jack Kochman Hell Drivers and following the Joey Chitwood Thrill Show. He was a Stunt Show fan. Well, years later, he came to one of our shows. He asked if he could help out. He's been along with the road force for about 10 years now. He's now recently retired. He was a supermarket executive. And in the summertime, he goes down the roads with us and he performs stunts. Now, he's going to be doing the human battering ram. He's going to be put on top of one of these crash cars, these cars that we're going to totally destroy, totally annihilate here in just a few minutes. And he's going to be on top of one of those vehicles. Johnny's going to drive it. He's going to go through flames, fire, and gasoline, through that burning barricade at a high rate of speed. And if he's doing it correctly, his helmet will hit those flames, fire, and gasoline first before any other part of the car or body hits it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give my friend, Mr. Joel Bassano, a lot of good luck as we get ready to send him to the top of the racetrack right now. Give it up for Mr. Joel Bassano from Plattsburgh, New York. Now these things can prove catastrophic, they also can prove dangerous out there. What Joel's going to be attempting to do in just a moment, there was a gentleman that was it was actually in Malone, New York 3 years ago that was on top of the vehicle, and he let go too soon and the car rolled over him. He didn't survive, but it had many, many broken bones. What Joel's going to be attempting to do here in just a moment. They're going to be dousing that barricade with gasoline. They'll set it on fire, and then Joel will be getting ready to go through their flames, fire, and gasoline. The only protective gear he's got on is a leather coat and a motorcycle helmet. Nothing else protected out there on him other than leather gloves, leather coat, and that motorcycle helmet. We call it the human battering ram. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got flames, fire, and gasoline as they get ready to light it. And Joel will take through there at a high rate of speed. Ignition started by Mr. Zoltan Hody, and there he goes. We've got flames, fire, and gasoline. Don't forget, the higher the flames, the hotter the fire. Out there tonight, and Joel successfully makes it. We've got flames, fire in the car. We do have flames, fire in the car. Is everything okay? I believe they got extinguished. Safe and sound out there. A close call for our supermarket executive, now stunt star spectacular, Mr. Joel Bassano. Now we're going to be doing, this is the part where you want your cameras for. We're going to take Chris Moreno. He's going to be putting a vehicle up on two and attempting to go as far as he can out there tonight on that racetrack conditions. Now we've got bumpy conditions out there. Now what he would normally do, he'd go around the whole circumference of the racetrack, but he's going to take it as far as he can tonight out there in the center of that racetrack tonight for you. He'll be going up on two. He'll be raising, driving, and balancing a truck on two wheels this evening. There is only one of maybe 10 people in the entire country today that can do that, and he's one of those guys that can. Now this was originated by Tony Peterson in 1964-65 World's Fair, and years ago during that World's Fair, they didn't know how to lock the rear wheels. So when they did that stunt, they called them floaters. They put them up on two, they carried for as long as they could go, and then when they came down, they came down. So it depends on how much momentum, and you can't go too fast because it will send you flip-flopping. And do you ever have a problem? Yes, we do. Even Chris Moreno, as trained as he is, he has sent a vehicle flip-flopping over. We were at Newport, New York a few years ago, and he had an S10 pickup doing that stunt. And he used to work with Tim Chitwood with the Joey Chitwood Thrill Show years ago, and they did a two-wheel performance at NASCAR tracks around the country. And we were at a Black Cat Hell Driver show. That car flip-flopped on its top, caved in, so you can have accidents sometimes. Not everything always turns out the way you want to. So like I've always said with all these stunts that we're doing out here, there's more than merely flooring the accelerator and heading towards the target. You've got to have precise action, and you've got to know exactly what you're doing. 2 inches off, 2 miles too fast, 2 miles too slow, could prove catastrophic out there this evening. So timing has to be right. He's got to hit the ramp structure at the right rate of speed, and also has to hit that ramp structure in the right area for him to carry that balance on 2 wheels. He'll have to hit that. Now, the person with the world record is Joey Chitwood Jr. No, Tim Chitwood. Tim Chitwood is the world record holder, putting the car up on 5.9 miles, and he does it driver's side low. So that means the passenger side is up in the air. That is what Tim is going to be doing for you this evening, and he'll be doing the same thing, driver's side low, up in the air, the passenger side. And the gentleman that did it driver's side high, who used to work for us too, Tony Peterson, has the world record of putting the vehicle up onto driver's side high. That means he was up in the air driving the car, and the downside, the passenger side, was down on the racetrack. Now we're going to get Chris out there. He'll be attempting that in that Dodge Dakota pickup truck. And everything has to be absolutely perfect. That's why they're spending a lot of time out there on that ramp structure. There is no room for error out there this evening. Everything has to be absolutely perfect out there tonight. No room for error out there tonight. 2 inches off, 2 miles too fast, 2 miles too slow, could prove catastrophic to see for Mr. Chris Morano. And Chris actually 3 months ago broke his leg doing a live stunt. I don't know, I think he was at the Orange County Fair in Orange County, New York. Westport, New York is where he rolled that truck. He still performs at NASCAR tracks around the country. He's playing as sheriff in a new show, I believe it's on CBS, called Cupertino. Cupertino, you've probably seen advertisements for that. He's going to be playing a sheriff in that. And he has over 140 movie and television credits to his name. We'll watch carefully as he brings that truck around and gets ready to perform that very dangerous high skis, 2-wheel balancing act. Everything has to be absolutely perfect. There's no room for error out there this evening. He lines things up. He brings it in. He's got those flashers running. That means he is going to attempt it. He's up, and he's on it. He's found the groove. He's on the move tonight out there at your Cattaraugus County Fair. Let's see how far he can take it as he switches from asphalt into those very, very dusty, dirty conditions, and he safely puts it down for you tonight. Remember, the louder you cheer, the more enthusiasm you show, the harder he's going to drive for you tonight. Do you guys want to see him try it again? Chris, we want to see you do it again? He says yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to see how far he can go tonight for you at Cattaraugus County Fair. This is where he normally would attempt to do the complete circumference of a mile track, a mile and a half track, a 2-mile track. Well, tonight he's going to go out there. He's got those flashing lights on there. That means he's going to see how far he can do it for you tonight. Well, let's watch carefully as he puts it up. And he's on the move, and he's found the groove. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now he switches from asphalt pavement into that dusty, dusty conditions. Let's see how far he'll take it for you out there tonight at your Cattaraugus County Fair. And he puts it down safely again, shiny side up, rubber side down. He says, do you want to see him do it one more time? One more time, he says. Well, we'll turn the vehicle around. He'll get it going for his third and final attempt of 2-wheel, high-speed precision driving out there tonight. Let's watch carefully as he brings it in. Safely up on 2, and he gets out there. He gets ready to go from asphalt again to the dusty conditions. A slippery one out there. It looks like, ooh, close one. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give this gentleman a standing ovation when he puts it back in front of grandstand for you tonight. He says he's still not completed. Would you like to see him do one more final try? All right, he's going to do it again for you, ladies and gentlemen. He puts it in, and he gets ready to do the final run of 2 high-speed driving out there this evening. Here he goes. That speed has to be absolutely perfect. Remember, 2 miles off could prove catastrophic. He's found the groove, and he's on the move out there. He switches transitions from asphalt to grass once again, and let's see how far he'll take it out there this evening at your Cattaraugus County Fair on those very, very bumpy conditions. He puts it down, shiny side up once again, rubber side down. Now let's give this gentleman a standing ovation when he gets back in front of grandstand. Let's welcome back our daredevil, our champion daredevil, the man the show. These are not your computer-generated graphics. It's not CGI. This is the real thing out there this evening. We're going to be doing what we call a rollover contest. It's going to be Chris with Zoltan. I'm going to tell you about Zoltan in just a minute. Zoltan, who has over 49 Screen Actor Guild credits. He has over 19 movie credits. He has 1 director's credit and 1 writing credit to his name. He's originally from Hungary, the country of Hungary. He's going to be attempting to take a car and roll it over, and we're going to do a contest. We don't want to flip-flop him down the racetrack. He's going to want to roll it over 1 time, and what he's going to do, they're going to do a contest between him and Chris. And we call it a wheel-to-wheel rollover. So wheel-to-wheel rollover means the car's going to roll over. We want the car to roll over on all 4 wheels. And we'll keep going for as long as that car can go. Now sometimes the axle breaks, the tire falls off, and it's unable to complete that out there this evening. Now watch carefully as he gets ready to do that. That's going to be done by Zoltan, Hody, and Chris Morano. Let's talk about Zoltan here in just a minute. Zoltan Hody. He's born and raised in Hungary. He lives out of North Jersey now. He's worked in several countries. He's done the movies John Wick, Avengers, Hercules, Die Hard, Blacklist, FBI Most Wanted, Escape, and Dinamora, right up here in Malone, New York, where that movie was filmed. Let's give it up for Zoltan Hody as he gets ready to go out there and do this wheel-to-wheel rollover. Now he likes to send them fast and hard out there, ladies and gentlemen. Watch him carefully, because he likes to spin them and bump them around 4 or 5 times. Let's see how he gets out there tonight. It's a wheel-to-wheel rollover. We're going to see who gets the more rollovers. Either it's going to be Chris or Zoltan tonight. Chris has got the record for this year. Ramp structure being checked 1 final time by Mr. Joel Pisano out there. And let's give it up for Mr. Zoltan Hody. He skids it, and he doesn't land it wheel-to-wheel. We'll get people over there. We might need some help from the fire department, not quite sure. We might need some help from the fire department out there to help roll that vehicle back over. We'll see if we've got enough. I do believe we will need some help from the fire department. If we can get some of those fire department guys out there to give those guys a hand, it'd be greatly appreciated. This is the part where I say no 2 shows are ever the same. You never know what to expect. No 2 shows are ever the same out there. And let's give it up for our Little Valley Volunteer Fire Department. Thank you guys for your assistance out there this evening. And Zoltan out there, he is most recently in a television show, CBS FBI. He's been starring in that. Happy Gilmore, the new movie that recently came out. Happy Gilmore 2, I think it is. Barbie Crawl Brawl. He has 94 Hollywood stunt credits, 19 acting credits, 1 director and 1 writing credit. Zoltan Hody out there from the country of Hungary. He's married to a beautiful young lady named Jacqueline. And he works successfully making it out there this evening. Now let's see if he wants to start it up and do it again. I don't know if he can or not. I think he's done, so he's 1 and done, so they'll get that vehicle turned around and they'll put it up there, and we'll get ready to bring our other Daredevil back out on racetrack. We're going to bring out Chris Morano out there, and he'll be attempting to do that right now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our other Daredevil driver, Chris Morano from Brooklyn, New York, gets ready to take to the racetrack right now. Watch carefully as he gets ready to turn that vehicle around. There's a lot of filming that goes on in Brooklyn nowadays, more than years ago. So that's where these guys mainly work out of. Now, like I said, they travel all over the world. They travel all over the United States with our stunt group, but a lot of work is done in Brooklyn, New York, and that's where they're based out of. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for our daredevil, Chris Morana, as he gets ready to take that rollover classic. He wants to roll it wheel to wheel. If he does it correct, he'll land on all four wheels. Engine, however, that was a...
That was an airbag.
What that was?
That was an airbag.
Airbag. It was an airbag. That should have been actually taken out before we started that tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, he says he did land wheel to wheel. He's going to do it again for you out there this evening. And that wheel to wheel roll over this evening. He'll get that vehicle turned around. Now, right now, it's 1-1. Zoltan 1. Chris 1. Let's see if he can roll it wheel to wheel on his second round right now. He's got to get that speed absolutely perfect. He cannot be off 2 inches or 2 miles. Could prove catastrophic out there this evening. They give him the all clear. He takes it in. I believe one of those tires is flat also, and he goes up and rolls it over wheel to wheel again. And is it still running? If it is, he says no, it's not running. So 2-1, Chris Morana wins that contest tonight. Now they'll get that ramp structure set for our final daredevil stunt this evening. Yes, Sparky. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman out there, Sparky, our daredevil clown, got his start originally with Charlie Belknap's Hollywood Stunt Show and traveled more than 13 years down the road with Charlie for years, working with Tony Peterson and working with Charlie Belknap, and he was the daredevil clown. He takes as many chances as any of those guys out there. Please give it up for Andy Guerriero from Morris, New York. Now we're getting ready for the final feat of daring out there. We're going to do a dive bomber classic. They're going to take a car at a high rate of speed. I believe it's going to be that Ford up there. They're going to take it at a high rate of speed, and if it's done correctly, they're going to land into the hood of that Chevy Cruze. I believe that's a Chevy Cruze that they're driving there. So they've got to land that into the hood of the Chevy Cruze. John's got to get that other Chevy, I believe that's an Impala. He's got to get that turned around, and they've got to put it to where that can be a safety. In case he goes 4 miles over, he'll pass that Cruze car, he'll run into the Impala. If he goes 2 miles too slow, he'll go head on with that Cruze, and that could prove catastrophic out there this evening. So anything 2 miles off, 2 inches off could prove catastrophic this evening. And we have seen these things happen. Most of the time they're perfect, most of the time they're duplicated night after night, but occasionally we do have a problem. Like I say, there's no 2 shows that are ever the same. These cars are donated by the Fair Board, one of your guys' towing companies or salvage yards here in town donates those cars, and so you never know what you get, you never know what you're behind the wheel of, so that could prove catastrophic as well. You don't know what you're dealing with out there. They've got to get those cars turned around, and I believe they're actually going to go into the front of the Impala, if that's the way John's working on that out there this evening. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been a pleasure seeing you guys here this evening, and thank you for coming out on these very rainy day conditions. I think the meteorologist kept a lot of people from being here. We were here yesterday, and it was a great crowd. We do appreciate your patronage. We appreciate you coming to support us, and we want to thank the Cattaraugus County Fair Board for having us here at your fair this evening. My name is Rob Kramer, and a little thrill show history about myself. My father worked for the Jack Kochman Hell Drivers for many years, and as a little child, I would go down the highways and byways of America with my mom and dad, as my dad was the main clown for the Jack Kochman Hell Drivers. And years later, Johnny and Tony started the show, and I went to work for them. And I've been doing that now, I think, 15 or 16 years. And it's my fun time of the year. I treat it as a vacation. I don't treat it as work. But I love going down the highways with these guys. And this year we're doing 15 shows. And I'll tell you what, we do a lot of these shows. We do a lot of county and state fairs. In my off season, I own and operate roller skating centers, so that's what I do for my main living. But I love doing this in the summer, and I love going down the highway and byway with these guys, and it's really a privilege and pleasure to be here with you guys and give you some historical background about this show and all the other shows that have been in America. At one time in the world, there was 42 competing stunt shows driving down the roads. We are the last surviving traveling automobile stunt show in the history of this genre of items that we're doing for you here this evening. So we are the last surviving automobile stunt show. But if you think about it, back in 1979, 1980, there were 42 different shows competing against each other. Joey Chitwood had 3 traveling units. Jack Kochman Hell Drivers had 3 traveling units. There was all sorts of others, All-American Hell Drivers. There was a ton of different guys out there performing these stunts for you. I was trying to think of the other guys. My mind's kind of lost me a little bit here. They're going to get ready. They're going to turn those vehicles around. They're going to take the ramp structure from the other direction. So they will take that forward at a high rate of speed and put it into the hood of that Chevy Impala out there. Now, if Chris goes too fast, he's going to pass the Chevy Impala and go into the Chevy Cruze. If he goes too slow, he's going to go head on with the Impala out there this evening. Everything has to be absolutely perfect. Get ready for the grand finale of the world famous Black Cat Hell Drivers this evening at your Cattaraugus County Fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got one last few chances to get over there and get some of them 50-50 tickets. The other half of the money's going for some great causes. We're going to draw that ticket after this last stunt. So if you haven't got a ticket yet, please step over, see the ladies, and grab one.
So they're getting that ramp structure finally set up. We're getting ready for the grand finale of the world-famous Black Cat Hell Drivers at your Cattaraugus County Fair. Ramp structure has to be set. Chris Morana performing this final stunt of daring out there. Remember, he plays in Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Blue Bloods, Blacklist, Burn Notice, Banshee, Double Kim Yong, The Endgame. Last year, he performed in a new season of Godfather of Harlem. NBC, The Missing. He's the world record holder, 195 feet. Stock pickup truck in Plattsburgh, New York. The world record holder of pulling a trailer behind a truck at the NASCAR Charlotte Motor Speedway, 165 feet in the air. He's traveled with the Fast and Furious Live Europe. He's the co-producer of this show here. He also worked for Disney's Lights Motor Action for over 10 years. Chris Morana, the co-producer of the Black Cat Hell Drivers. And Chris Morana, with over 140 movie and television credits to his name, out there this evening at your Cattaraugus County Fair. These guys do the real deal. Him and Zoltan are the real deal. All of us other guys don't really have much movie credits, but we try our best for you out here. But these two guys are the real deal for you at our performances. And Johnny Weiser, the producer of our show, has wrecked more cars than there are New York City taxi cabs. Chris is going to be attempting what Johnny did for many, many years. He was our dive bomber performer for many years. He's no longer doing the dive bomber, but he's wrecked more cars than there are New York City taxi cabs. Well, they'll bring that vehicle around. He's got to get it lined up absolutely perfect. 2 miles off, 2 inches off could prove catastrophic out there. And he's got to bumpy conditions in order to make his way to that ramp structure. He's got to get absolutely perfect out there this evening. He lines it up, he gets the right speed. He is up, and it's overrun. Remember, I told you if he goes 2 miles too quick, he will overrun the Impala, which he did. Hell drivers rushing to his assistance to see if he is okay. Hell drivers are now rushing to his assistance, and we'll see if he is okay out there this evening in a very dangerous Dive Bomber Classic. As soon as those guys give me the all clear, we will see if he is okay. They're rushing and making sure he's climbing out the top of that vehicle. Let's get him up. To the co-producer of our show, Chris Marano, and on behalf of all of us here at the Black Cat Hell Drivers, we appreciate your patronage and we thank you for coming out to your Cattaraugus County Fair. On behalf of all of us right now, we salute you now. Thank you. Enjoy your evening. Visit your friends over there on the midway and all those great food joints that are out there. Check them out. You've got a beautiful fair. Go enjoy it. Thank you.
Beautiful. 3 more minutes on that ticket. It looks like they're down there counting them out.
Okay, everybody.
All right, ladies and
I'm going to cut
gentlemen.
this live feed so I can get video on my GoPro. Look for that video later. But if you like this video, like, subscribe, share. Thanks for watching.